Hey, I'm Erica.
And I'm Jules. Most people have at least one thing that they can't or won't eat.
Yeah, we're definitely like that.
We started this podcast to talk about the gluten-free food industry,
like new products and some of the stories behind your favorite brands,
and living life with a specialty diet, and also some important healthcare topics.
Since we're basically both broken inside.
You had me at eat.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of You Had Me at Eat. I'm Erica.
And I'm Jules. Hang on.
Checks out.
Hold on. Hey.
Mom, wait, are you on a podcast?
Yes, what?
Hi.
This is important. Put it in the podcast.
What?
Hi.
So, you know the scholarship?
Yeah?
The $10,000?
Yes?
I got it.
What? You're freaking kidding me!
I'm like blown away.
Oh.
I didn't want to interrupt your podcast. I'm sorry. I love you.
Oh,
No, I'm so excited you did.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, yay. Thank you so much. Thank you for nominating her, Coach S.
Of course. Absolutely. My pleasure.
Oh, my gosh. That's phenomenal. Oh, congratulations, sweetheart.
Thank you. I'm so... That's literally my freshman year tuition. Plus some. That's amazing. I got to tell Dad.
Yeah, you should call him right now.
I will. All right, I love you. Have fun podcasting. Go gluten.
Bye.
Go gluten-free. We love you.
Bye.
Bye. That's so fun. You got to be there for that.
Well, it's now enshrined in history. I'm officially deaf, as you screamed directly into the microphone, but it was very cute.
I'm so sorry.
I'm glad we could all share that with everyone.
Oh, that was so cute. That was very fun. Wow. Hi, welcome to You Had Me at Eat. I'm Jules.
And I'm Erica. We've already done this. It's our second go round. We're just starting again. Did you miss us, everyone? I missed us. I missed this.
I know.
It's magical.
Friendly
Good things
rapport.
happen. Good things happen when we're together. And I have been out of pocket, one might say. I have been in Washington, and I have been in Chicago, and I have been in a state of mental illness.
But you came back with this cute t-shirt. And,
I did.
So for our listeners, it says "Let's talk poop emoji," and it's super cute. I think this is your spirit t-shirt.
It is.
If it only had a toilet paper roll on it too.
If only. So lots of really good stuff happened this week. I was at Digestive Disease Week, which is the biggest gastrointestinal conference for physicians and dietitians and physician assistants and clinical researchers and all the smart people in GI are there. And it's where everyone shares their biggest research and where all the new pharmaceutical companies are, where the old pharmaceutical companies are, and where all the digestive health products are. So I got to be in my happy place for like 5 days, and it was really hard to eat gluten-free. So I did a lot of door dashing.
Isn't that the ironic part? I kept reading your stories and everything. I was like, and they still don't get it. Like in this kind of, the conference organizers, they still don't get it.
Yeah, and I get it. It's not only celiac disease, but even if it wasn't only celiac disease,
but why are they?
There's no ingredients on
options?
anything.
I know,
There's nothing. The press room is just those Otis Spunkmeyer muffins. And oh, you probably can't have these, right? I'm like, oh, I definitely can't have these. And you know that I can't have these. And then there was coffee. And I'm like, oh boy. So every morning I was just like, what am I doing? And I just didn't have, it was horrible. And so I door dashed Wheat's End Cafe, which is a gluten-free bakery there. $80 worth of food twice.
Your eyes
just
were
so I could have
way bigger than your stomach when you were
because I knew that I would eat some now and some for later.
Sure.
And, it was just so sad because Chicago is so good for food, but where we are is a food desert within within Chicago itself. So like by my hotel, which is north of the river or just south of the river, but like you can walk to River North where everything is. Everything. I mean, they have dedicated gluten-free restaurants. They have regular restaurants that are just safe. I mean, amazing. So I ate at Big Bowl twice, which is one of my favorite restaurants in Chicago. But like one night I got out of an event at 10 p.m. I don't eat at 10 p.m., but I had not had dinner yet. And so I'm like, what do? I went to the bar to get safe food. I asked for like shrimp and asparagus just cooked in olive oil. He didn't understand that. And so I had to be remade. So it's now like 10:30 or 10:40 by the time I'm eating my food. And I'm just like, why? I should have just went back to my room and just like gone to bed hungry like a sad person. I was just like sucked. And I hate that because we all know that there are so many options, but
it's like so close, but so far.
So close, but so far. That's why I'm so happy about DoorDash. But I'm telling you, some of these prices, because DoorDash prices are insane compared to like what traditional food pricing is. And like, you know, the gluten-free bakery was only open from like 11 to 8 p.m. So like I couldn't get food. It's just like so dumb. It's been so dumb. So I'm just like really happy to be home and have a grocery store.
Yeah.
And a kitchen, which I'm always thankful for, but this week especially. So,
well, we missed you.
Yeah, I missed this. And I guess this is a great transition to say we're so sorry that we have been behind because it's been my fault. And in order to make it up for you, we have an amazing episode today that focuses on some of my favorite things, which are sweets.
Yes.
And sweet snacks.
Sweet snacks. Sweet snacks.
Anyway, Jules may have also lost her mind as well.
I did because, you know why? I think it's because I had one of our sweet snacks right before the episode and it has espresso in it.
Sweet snacks, sweet snacks, sweet snacks, sweet snacks.
Yeah. Oh my God. So at Expo, I know you hit this booth too. It was the Justin's Nut Butter booth, which is like, I just could just hang out there all day. But their newest release is the super dark chocolate espresso almond butter cups. And I may have taken a couple extra handfuls of these home with me. And I may enjoy them like, you know, in the afternoon when I need a little pick me up. But anyway, I may have had one before we started recording today.
Does it have enough caffeine?
Sweet snacks.
For like,
Sweet snacks.
No,
anyway. I don't know. Probably not. But I love Justin's.
Very good.
Yeah.
And like the dark chocolate paired with the espresso is so good. And like, oh, yum. What I am so weirded out by is that it's only in the almond butter cups. And I wanted it in like the cashew cups or a peanut butter cup because I like those two better than their almond butter cups.
Start a petition.
I'm fine with that. But yeah, no, I think they were really good. And I think anything coming out of Justin's is really great too.
Well, and of course, it's the dairy-free line, you know. Which
yes.
I love. But yeah, only 5 grams of sugar and 80% cacao. And it's not too sweet. It's just, I love it. I might have to take a little break in the middle and go get another one, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I have enough snacks in front of me because I have some to show you.
What do you want to share with us, Erica?
So Yum Earth a while ago launched these cocoa yums, which are just the faux M&Ms. Mm-hmm. And they are made with natural coloring. Mm-hmm. So none of them are really red or yellow or orange. Like it's just blue. Like these colors that are kind of like, oh, okay, like these aren't actually the colors. I was trying to pull some of them out for all orange and all red.
Of brown.
Yes. But it's natural. So all you people bitching about natural colors, here you go. Turmeric, spirulina, radish, carrot, blackcurrant, sweet potato. So there you go. That's what all these different colors are for.
Back up for a second and pronounce that word properly.
Spirulina?
No.
Radish?
Turmeric.
What'd I say? Turmeric?
It doesn't have a tumor. It's turmeric.
Turmeric. Can I show you some of these?
Yeah.
Okay, the blues are looking strikingly blue today.
Is that what would make that one? Spirulina?
Spirulina.
That's green, isn't that spirulina?
It's blue. Spirulina is green.
Green. Yeah. So
I don't know. Magic. And what's hard is that like there is an orange, a yellow, and a red, and they all look the exact same, kind of. I mean, I pulled out all the reds, but some of the reds are orange. And anyway, so that's not what I wanted to talk about, but that is.
But does it come off in your hands? Like
it does, which is why I just had it in my hands. So because this is Yum Earth, it's free from the top 14 allergens, but they are actually making cake pop kits now. So where it's like an actual cake pop, and then within the cake pop cake is these Choco Yums. So I don't know if the Cake Bite kit is actually natural flavors as well, but I know that the Cocoa Yums are. And they originally made it just like as a very limited edition thing, but I think that they're going to make them long term now.
Yes. So. It has a top 14 cake pop cake mix. Okay,
we're looking at a photo.
Struggling to look at your photo. I'm gonna have to look this up online.
Okay, so it has
drop a link on it.
Cake mix, frosting mix, dark chocolate, white chocolate, sandy and sugar, and then these Choco Yums. And the cake mix is a mix of rice flour, brown rice flour, tapioca starch, potato flour, all the potatoes and flours and gums that you'd ever want to have. Frosting mix, red sandy sugar, dark chocolate, white chocolate. Do not eat raw cake batter. And again, all free from the top 9 allergens. So with that, you bake your things, you dip them, you make cake balls, and then you dip them in chocolate. And then you top them with the Choco Yums.
Got it.
It's like a whole thing. What do you think the price is?
Well, did it come with an apron? I saw something like that too.
It does. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Also, cupcake liners. Oh no! Wait, no apron. Sorry.
Look like a little apron. I can't see from your phone holding it up there. Okay, I don't know. $30.
$35.99 on sale.
Bingo.
$39.99 MSRP. They're so good.
I am.
Anyway, they originally had it for Valentine's Day. Now I think they're just going to have it all the time. Anyway, that was my story about Yum Earth. I love them for everything else. I don't know if I'd ever use this mix. I probably prefer working like with little GF chefs. Mm-hmm. But I love these Cocoa Yums. They're such a good alternative.
I've had those before too, and their other candies are good too. It's nice to have something like that, a nice alternative that's vegan and gluten free and dye free and all the frees. It's good to have that in the candy form.
Yeah. Although I do think that they taste a little different with the shell because of all the natural flavoring or natural coloring. Mm-hmm. But, oh well. Yeah. Do you remember the Wedding Planner movie?
Of course.
Do you remember, was I watching this on a plane? I think I was watching it on one of my plane flights. I was, because then they also had a back-to-back feature with Monster-in-Law, 2 amazing Jennifer Lopez rom-coms. Anyway...
You were on one of those cross-country flights.
I was. So she's standing there and she's tossing out M&Ms. And she said that she only eats the brown ones because someone said that brown is the color that looks the most like chocolate. So it's probably the most natural. And every time I eat one of these, I think about that quote from the Wedding Planner. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. But I haven't seen it in like 10 years, but it was on like TBS when Southwest had like their free movies. And that's what I think about that. That's a good story.
That is a good story.
Anyway, okay. I have Race Gluten Free is certified gluten free, top 8, top 9 free. They are Natural Decadence. They used to be called that. I don't know if you remember. This was one of my first finds of Celiac and the Beast years ago, like probably the first Expo West ever. I love their shortbread. So since then, they've been doing pies, and that's really primarily what they're doing now. They also have a cookie dough that they used to have in Kroger, and now they have cookie mixes because frozen is really, really hard to get in. And they're getting pretty intense with frozen right now. So they wanted to have a way to where you could have the cookie dough and not have to go to like your Kroger to get your frozen cookie dough. So they have a couple different lines, but this is the confetti cookie mix. So I'm pretty excited about this. It does have turmeric.
Thank you.
Annatto, spirulina, beta carotene, paprika. So that would be those natural colors of the sprinkles that are in here. I'm going to hate these ingredients, but white rice flour, cane sugar, tapioca starch. Well, there you go.
Roll.
Yep. but I'm excited. I think it's fun to have a cookie mix of confetti, but I'm excited for them to branch out. We'll see how this goes for them. I love their pies. I'm obsessed with their pies. I use their pies all the time. I really like their cookie dough, but again, it was really hard to find in the freezer set. So yeah, that was my other cakey mixy thing.
Cool.
How do I say this? So white labeling is what happens when a brand sells their product to another company,
AKA
and the company,
Joe's entire
and the company
business
gets
model.
to brand it the way that they want it to, but it's still manufactured by the same place. So like Trader Joe's has Enjoy Life Foods, has Tate's, has everything else on the planet, right? But it's all just white labeled to be Trader Joe's. Now, Renewal Mill specializes in Okara flour, which is spent soy. So after all of the soy has been milked and their little soy teats, after all the soy has been milked, there's all this leftover pulp from soy. And they're like, what do we do with all this soy? Well, they make it into soy flour. So this soy flour is being used and upcycled in different ingredients now, and it's called Okara flour. So I posted this and everyone's like, okra flour? And I'm like, no, Okara, which is soy. And it's important to know if you're soy intolerant, do not eat this. But there's a company that does white labeling with Whole Foods for their 365 gluten-free cake mixes that are upcycled Okara flour. And it's like the biggest kept secret. That's not a secret at all. Everyone knows it is Renewal Mill. So Renewal Mill recently launched 3 SKUs within Whole Foods for their Whole Foods 365 cake mix. And they're so good. I did that. They have this like orange cake that's so fantastic. But they also have a Renewal Mill branded brownie mix and a Renewal Mill branded oatmeal cookie. So they've got some really cool things that are certified gluten-free and made from this spent Okara flour. And I just love this woman and what she's doing with this brand and using this spent flour that would otherwise go to waste. It does not taste like soybeans or anything weird. Like, I don't think soy milk tastes like soybeans, so I don't know why people think that. But get over your perceptual hurdle. Okara is awesome, and I really liked baking with it. And everyone really liked the cake. They had no idea it was like spent soy flour.
Sure.
So, yeah,
cool.
I did that.
So does Whole Foods also sell Renewal Mill? I haven't.
Yes.
There's not a really a good, easy Whole Foods for me to get to, so I don't shop at Whole Foods that often.
Yes, and it's strange because they're right next to each other, and I'm like, nobody's putting 2 and 2 together.
What's the price difference on that? I mean, that's really interesting that they.
I don't think a lot, which is weird.
They carry exactly the same SKUs of that product.
No, so different SKUs.
Yeah.
So like a brownie mix for Renewal Mill and like the cake mix for that. But
okay, I don't know. That makes more sense. Got it. Okay,
it's very weird.
That makes more sense.
So and next to let me transition into this. Beep, beep,
comes
beep,
the
beep, beep. Here
segue.
comes a transition train. So next to Renewal Mill is this amazing woman who runs Amazi. And Amazi is
Tell
dried
us all
fruit.
about it.
Amazi is on a mission to help you snack on purpose. Snack on purpose, Jules. By building transparent, connected supply chains, we partner directly with farmers and small businesses to ethically source our produce in Uganda. With every bite you take, you're helping support great jobs, fair wages, and a more equitable food system. Uganda, product of Uganda.
You knew that off the top of your head?
I did. I didn't even read it off of this. And I'm like, okay, interesting. And it is woman-owned. I don't know if you can see this in the back. It says woman-owned somewhere. But this Moringa hibiscus dried pineapple is amazing. And I love what this woman's doing. She has reached out to me like 3 times trying to get hold of me since Expo. And I just want to be like, hold on. I'm mentally not ready for you yet.
Your time will come when we finally get to the sweets episode.
Here it is.
Coming, sister.
But I'm really excited. First of all, we all love a product with a mission. A mission to mark a brand, a scar, dashboard confessional. We all like a product with a mission and like what it does. And so good. These 2 stories were next to each other, and I'm like, I love both of you. So great. So I'm excited for her and her stuff. I think I just saw them in Sprouts. So she's I think she's also on Whole Foods too. I don't know, but just doing good things.
Very nice. Well, that is yummy dried fruit. Another one is called Upland. I know you know this brand because when I first picked them up, you're like, ooh, I love those. And the thing I liked about these is that they aren't just dried fruit, because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, God, another dried fruit.
They're not dried fruit.
They're not. This is strawberry, beet, quinoa, and then seeds. So it's got sunflower and pumpkin seeds in it.
It's chewy and like crunchy and not dried fruit. Yeah.
No. And it also has added vitamins in it. So it's also got zinc and tea extract in it. So it's got, it boasts that it has protein and vitamins. So it's got vitamin E, vitamin C, magnesium, zinc, all in a little crunchy / chewy, fruity format. So
yeah, what's hard is that you can't find them places, and that's a bummer, because I think they're still trying to get good distribution. The person who owns it's very nice and very kind, I will tell you that. And they have a pineapple flavor, which is the transition that you are making, and the transition that I'm making back to pineapple is
I did.
But Dole is like, oh my God, all these people are obsessed with everyone's obsessed with me. Why are you so obsessed with me, Dole Whip? Dole is like, everyone's obsessed with their Dole Whip. How can I make more money off of this instead of just Disney? They made their own Dole Whip frozen treat. So it's basically just in a pint of ice cream. And it's not the same. It's not a soft serve swirl where they make the cute little thing. They're like, oh my God, we walk around Disney with it. It's not going to be that. But it has that same flavor. And yes, you can make this at home. But will you make this at home? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. So
yeah. But do you love it?
It's good. But here's why I probably will not buy it, because there is right down the street from us a place called Lilo Swim Club that I highlighted that makes alcoholic Dole Whips for adults. And it's that Dole Whip, boop, 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 soft serve with a rum float. And it's just like rum. Yeah, so good. So probably not, because I'll probably just have that.
Since you live in Arizona and you're blessed with that thing down the street that you just mentioned, but I might have to go buy the Dole Whip and then pour my own rum on top.
Yes.
Now that you've given me the idea.
It'll be interesting. I think people just started seeing it in stores, and people are like, oh my God, Dole Whip at home. So I think you're going to be seeing a lot of that on Instagram, because people want to make this. And you can make it pretty easy at home, but nobody wants to. I had a pineapple in my rescued fruit box that I get. I didn't know what I was doing. I swear to God, I had watched videos about cutting up a pineapple, and I did it. And I'm like, did I do this whole thing wrong? And it was just like, I didn't like where it was going. And then
get the core out of it.
Yes, I cut around the core. Okay. I didn't do this. Yeah. And then my mouth got all numb. And then I'm like, wait. Do I have oral allergy syndrome to pineapple? And then I had to rethink the whole thing. So and then Matt just ate it.
What do you think you did?
I think I just have oral allergy syndrome to pineapple, like fresh pineapple.
Oh, just to fresh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've never had it any other time. I mean, I don't get it Dole Whip, but that's just like mostly sugar.
Yeah. But do you eat fresh pineapple?
No, I think probably because it makes my mouth numb. And I think every time I do this, I'm like, oh, I should probably look into that.
And then you forget until the next time?
Yeah, because oral allergy syndrome, the only thing they're going to do is be like, don't eat it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Got it.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
I won't.
Okay.
That'll tell you how often I get fresh pineapple, is that I forget that I probably shouldn't eat fresh pineapple. Yeah, I eat it dried. I eat it in whatever. I love the taste of pineapple, but I don't think I can eat it fresh. Just my story about pineapple. Did you like it?
TMI.
Oh my God.
We all know that about Erica now. We can all go forth and like...
That's the least TMI thing I've ever said on the podcast. That I have oral allergy syndrome to pineapple. Oh my God. I literally have a poop emoji and you're like, wait, hold on. Don't tell me about the roof of your mouth. It's too much.
No, we all learned that when we were talking about Mary's Gone Crackers. We learned about the roof of your mouth. We've already been there.
It's such a sensitive place on my body.
You have a lot of sensitive places.
I do. For the next grouping of products.
Yes, do tell. What's the next grouping of products?
which I don't know why you mentioned this one. I'm looking at it. Of course you ate it. It has like weird stuff inside of it.
Of course I ate it. What is it?
From the ground up cinnamon churros.
Oh,
puffs.
God. I ate it because they sent it to me, and I was lucky to get a taste of it because my daughter, who we've all now
just
heard
eats all
lots
your
from,
stuff.
stole the entire bag and ate it and loved it. It's called From the Ground Up Cinnamon Churro Puffs. And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this brand in general because
everything smells like cauliflower farts.
Everything actually smells like cauliflower farts. Yes. There goes my hair. Farts. Yes. It doesn't smell good. Like, and food, your olfactory senses are important when you're talking about food. And so if you open a bag of chips and it smells like cauliflower, you're going to be like, eh.
And I love cauliflower. It doesn't smell like cauliflower. It smells like cauliflower farts.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But the other thing is, you and I have had this conversation before. Cauliflower has its place. I love cauliflower, but like it doesn't belong in everything. And so I especially if it's going to taste like or smell like cauliflower. And so I think there's a lot of brands who've gotten on the cauliflower train and they're trying to put it in everything and use it as a base for everything. And I don't think it belongs. Personally, this is just my opinion. You feel free to disagree, but I don't think it belongs in everything. And so I wasn't like super excited about this product because I was like, oh gosh, here comes another one. But this one, they were able to cover up the cauliflower, I guess, with the cinnamon. I don't know, but it did not have that cauliflowery taste to it. And I think this one was
so it has a lot of stuff in it though. Spinach, broccoli, carrot, tomato, beet, which I saw as beef, and shiitake mushroom. So there is no cauliflower in this one, which is probably why it didn't smell like cauliflower.
Yeah,
farts.
well, it's amazing what they can put in this, what this brand can squeeze in a bag. And that's why they call it From the Ground Up. So it's super healthy when it comes to a snack food, a snacky snack. But it was a win.
Good for you. I will not eat it. I'm sorry. I can't. I think it's great what they're doing with the brand. I think it's amazing. It's giving someone an additional, like, whatever serving of fruits and vegetables. That's fantastic. However, there is a full sugar variety that I purchased.
That you're opting for, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Pipcorn Twists. And these are exactly...
You have been ordering by the case.
I have. And what's so funny is this was my last bag, and I see that Matt has already opened it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they're churros. As you can see, for those of you listening, I have opened my bag of cinnamon sugar Pipcorn Twists, and they're heirloom. So they're made with heirloom corn. So, and also cinnamon and sugar and sunflower and canola oil. And the corn is upcycled. And you know how much we love a good upcycled story. So I want them to be certified gluten-free. We'll see. There was a holdup, I think, in one of their factories, or I don't remember what the story was that they told me. But they are certified vegan and, again, made with heirloom corn. And they do taste like churros, like crunchy churros. If you remember Taco Bell getting those crunchy churros that are basically just, they said it was pasta, but I think it's BS.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the Pipcorn Twist.
Were like a big theme because there's another brand that you had listed on here that you liked, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, Daily Crave had another version of these. So these are the twirly churros. The Pipcorns, the swirly churros that are more like the Taco Bell churros of our youth of the 90s. And the Daily Churros are just the straight long churros but they're short, because they have to be in a bag. The short churros of like maybe a state fair. So there's a difference in churros. And
okay.
I don't know. I think they're both great. I love this idea of cinnamon sugar being everywhere. There's also Kapop, which is the next brand I'm talking about, has cinnamon sugar puffs. I do not like them. I do not like them as much as some of these other cinnamon sugar things. So that's the one thing that I'm like, not into that. But segue, Kapop did have some new stuff that was incredible. They have kettle corn puffs and movie theater butter puffs that are so much better than their other puffs that they currently have on market. So I will tell you, Pop is working hard to do a lot of new innovation with their products. I think some of their puffs are kind of gross. Honestly, right now, like I don't like their dairy-free cheese puffs. I don't like their kettle corn puffs or whatever, but these new ones are going to be really, really good. And I think you're going to like what's new from them. And yes,
I thought you
question
said
in the audience.
Did like the kettle corn puffs? You don't?
Sorry,
like
I don't like the cinnamon and sugar churro puffs.
Okay.
I like the new kettle corn and movie theater popcorn puffs.
Now, does the movie theater butter popcorn? Does that one have dairy?
No, all of them are dairy free. Some of them are dairy free. I actually don't know. The one that I got is dairy free.
Okay.
But I don't know if their entire new line is dairy free.
So, dear listeners, check the bag first.
Always check the bag.
Yes.
I thought their entire line was vegan, but I also could be wrong, as I am, as one does.
We review a lot of products, okay? So it's really hard for us to remember every ingredient on every product line.
What's so weird is this line is completely changing. Like Pop is totally innovated. They started doing rings. They started doing the puffs, which I am not a super big fan of. But this new line, I think, is good. And again, I don't know what more that they're innovating or if they're doing some changes. There is a change from the upper. They were purchased. So there was a change from the upper level. But we'll see. Another puff, though, that I could not stop eating was the Like Air pancake puff corn, which are small puffs. And I was like, there's no way this tastes like a pancake. And it absolutely does. It's coated in rice flour and tastes like maple syrup, but it tastes like a pancake batter. And I don't know what they're doing. And I have tried to get my hands on these since I got back from Expo because I went through that bag that I got so quickly, and I regret not getting more. They are sold out everywhere on Amazon, and I'm so mad. And then they just put a giveaway, and I'm like, I need to win this because I need to.
I'm down for anything with maple. Just give me all the maple all the time. I don't care what it is. I want it. But it's like coated in rice flour, so it's almost it tastes probably why it tastes like the pancake. Maybe I don't know.
So good,
interesting. I didn't get to taste that one, and it sounds like it never.
I walked by and I'm like, this looked gross. I'm like, this looks terrible, and they're like, no, you should try it. And I'm like, fine. And they're like, just take a bag. And I'm like, whatever. And I was like, who cares? This brand sucks.
Whatever.
Because I was just like, if you're handing out full bags of product at Expo, I'm like, this is not a good sign. And I tried it and I'm like, I wish I got a case of these because they are so good. And the people at the booth trying them are like, this is really good. And I'm like, and I should have trusted them. And I should have just been like, grab them all because now I can't find them. And they're so good.
Well, yeah, because if you tried it at the booth, you would have grabbed their contact information.
Yeah, and I would have grabbed enough to fill a car because they're very good, and I can't find them.
They're very light.
They are very light. They are like air. So now, I don't know, man. This is a weird product where I never thought that I'd be like, you know what's one of my favorite products is a pancake puff corn. That's like, what's a puff corn? Great question.
No idea.
Yeah, man, it's just wild. There's some weird ones on this one. So
yeah. Okay. That does. I'm intrigued. You got me intrigued.
And I know. I wish I could share my samples with you.
Now I can't even taste it. Thanks a lot, Erica.
I'm sorry. Jeez. Check if Amazon has it.
I know. Well, I don't know what the segue is from that, but I will tell you.
You don't believe in segues anymore. It's fine.
Anymore? What are you talking about?
As of right now, I'm sick of trying to make. Wait, are these in stock? If these are in stock, I'm going.
Okay, listeners, we're going to have to take a pause because she has to place an order right now because they're in stock.
No, they're not in stock.
Okay.
Okay, they're in stock, but I can get 2 bags for $25 because it's by like some obscure distribution company.
Oh, that's
is it worth it?
People try to order my flour off of Amazon in Canada and they have to pay $75 a bag or something. Like, I did not do that, people. I'm not doing that to you.
I feel like that's what I'm going to end up doing with this stupid thing. Pancakes? No way. We captured that delicious mouthwatering flavor of pancakes and our Like Air pancake puffcorn with a hint of maple syrup. This sweet and salty melt in your mouth snack will leave you smiling and reaching for more.
Okay.
2 multi-serve 4-ounce bags. That's bullshit. 4 ounces.
Who's serving? Are we talking about here?
Not mine.
Uh-huh.
Well, we'll never see these again. Rest in peace.
I have a segue for you. Are you ready for this segue?
Take it.
Are you ready? Okay.
Ready.
So I found, and you know how I love my bars because I'm always like running around without food. And so I always have to get a bar and like throw it in my purse or whatever. So I found this brand of bars called Mezcla, Mezcla, and they have puff crispy bars. Okay. And wait for the segue. They have very interesting flavors. And one of their flavors is Canadian maple blueberry. Why are you making that face? I just gave you a segue.
I've never heard of this brand.
Okay. Okay, I'll show you. Believe me? Do you believe me? Okay.
I mean, I think it's a real product.
I'm literally showing you a picture of what I'm holding right there. And this is so for all of the listeners, one of the things I really liked about this brand, I'm kind of over the, every kind of gluten-free bar is enrobed in chocolate and all that kind of stuff. I also don't like the bars that taste like someone chewed it for you. I just don't like that.
Extruded.
Okay? Yeah. And and these again, personal preference.
Oh, yeah.
But so they have all kinds of really fun flavors. So this one is Canadian maple blueberry. There's also Mexican hot chocolate, Peruvian cocoa peanut butter, Japanese matcha vanilla. I know. Like, don't these sound fun? And every one of the packages, they've hired a local artist from the place that they have sourced. So like this one is that Mexican hot cocoa. So they hired an artist to do the artwork for it. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like the Canadian maple blueberry, there's some from Canada, Japanese matcha vanilla. They have a Japanese artist. I think that the company is really, really cool and innovative. They have, of course, it's a protein bar. So it's got 10 grams of plant protein and it's pea protein. They're vegan. They do have coconut in them, but they're gluten-free, non-GMO. It's a really interesting company and a really interesting product. And I am really interested in getting more. So
what are these? Pea crisp. I'm like, what are the things that I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Pea crisps.
Yeah.
And quinoa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they support the Hunger Project and their work to promote food security worldwide. So there's your, benefit. So anyway, I think it's something that everybody should.
I like how you're like, I don't believe in bars that are coated in chocolate. You know that these are coated in chocolate.
No, not all of them.
The bottoms are all of them.
No, not on Canadian maple blueberry.
Yeah, they are. What's on the bottom of that?
I can't see on your thing.
It's chocolate.
Not on the Canadian maple blueberry.
Maple even has a vanilla drizzle.
Okay, that face needs to go away right now. It's not your best look.
You sure?
Anyway, I believe my exact words were I'm over when bars are completely enrobed in chocolate. Like
I just love how you're like, I won't eat anything enrobed in chocolate because I hate it so much. I hate enrobing. And then you're like, it says, what is mezcla? It's a puff crisp coated in vegan chocolate.
Oh my God. You're over yourself right now. Okay.
This thing looks interesting. It looks interesting.
Okay. I found another brand that I would like to talk about right now.
I'd love to hear it.
It's called Aloha. And these are samples, so they're very small. But this one is coconut chocolate almond. There's chocolate chip cookie dough. These have a lot of chocolate. And then peanut butter cup. I don't know. There's some other flavors. Lemon cashew, of course. I like that.
Is that soy based or what's the protein?
So those are cashew based. And they have brown rice. So the only caveat here is that they are not certified gluten-free and they're made in a facility that also contains wheat. But I did talk to the guys at the booth and they're adamant about the fact that they are gluten-free and that they test. And I said, do you have any plans of getting certified? And they said, We are not high up enough on the food chain to talk about what those plans are. But I said, you guys should do that. You guys should pass that up the food chain. But so I don't know exactly what their plans are on that. But anywho, I think they're probably co-packed, which is the issue. So that's,
probably.
But they had some interesting flavors. And I thought the texture was good. It is a little bit in that pre-chewed category, but it's not really hard. Some of those bars can be kind of like hard. This was really, more of like a doughy, like a cookie dough kind of a consistency. So that was good. And I did like that they had like lemon cashew and some other ones in there. So
I refuse to eat any bar on this show because I really have found my favorite Go Macro bar. It has sunflower butter chips in it, like a peanut butter chip. But I did try a Wodo bar, which are great bars. They're very sweet because they're supposed to be just cookie dough in a bar, but they made a new one that's an oatmeal cookie bar. No raisins in it, thank God. And I had it actually for the first time. Stupid raisins. I had it for the first time actually at DDW, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. It tastes just like
wrappers that you posted.
Oh my God.
The wrappers you left in your wig.
I think it's my favorite Wodo bar that they've made so far.
What are they doing about oats?
Sugar sprinkles? Who knows? I don't know. I didn't ask.
They're like, certified.
They're certified gluten-free. At the time that I was there, I was like, I could not. And even at DDW, there was by the way, like a 2-hour discussion on oats for the gluten-free diet. I'm like, can I step away from oats for like one hot second? My brain is full with oats and gluten-free. I can't do it. Every week since Expo, I've had some sort of presentation, or we talked about it in Seattle. We talked about it in Chicago with oats and gluten-free diet. I'm like, enough. I can't handle this anymore. I just want to eat my oat in peace. So I ate my oatmeal bar in peace, and it was delicious. There you go.
Good. I'm very glad you discovered something that you liked.
You're welcome. But yeah, no, it was super good. And I try not to do bars because I think that there were so many of them launched for so long, and I just got so over them.
And there were very much fewer. There were a lot fewer bars this year.
So everyone's innovating.
But into
puffs.
They're all into churros now. But in the protein category, though, I did want to mention one new protein that I was really excited about. You and I both love the Orgain brand, and they had a couple new flavors out. They had some seasonal flavors, which were super fun. But the one that I was really excited about was their new horchata protein powder, and it was so good.
And that's their vegan line?
That's
very good. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I was really excited.
Is that going to be seasonal?
No, they seem to indicate that the horchata one was out for good. It was next to I think they had peppermint chocolate or something.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And all that kind of stuff. And then they had a pumpkin spice, and that was all seasonal. But the horchata, there was this is new.
Yeah, I don't want my protein powders to be a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah,
I'm just not.
Yeah.
But speaking of pumpkin spice, you actually do. You're like, I hate chocolate. Let me tell you about chocolate. This one actually is pumpkin spice. So Sweet Loren's, which, speaking of oats, got embroiled in the oat issue with gluten-free oats and had to be recalled and all that shenanigans. But Sweet Loren's has new holiday flavors that are going to be launched. I think probably something like fries. They have a ton of Sweet Loren's at my Kroger brand, which is fries. And they are the frozen pre-made cookie dough where you can just throw them in the oven. So they're going to have pumpkin spice, chocolate mint, which I think is chocolate mint's gross. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't know why. I only like it in Andy's mint.
Polarizing.
No, not into it. And gingerbread. So, those are going to come out in the holidays. So that's actually, I'm pretty excited about those because everyone wanted that, the cookie, the cut and bake, slice and bake from the Pillsbury Doughboy. Oh my God, I miss those so much. I can remember what those tasted like. So everyone wants them and holiday taste and holiday cookies, whatever. So that is what they were trying to work on. And I'm excited for the holiday season because of course you can make your own. Of course you can make your own slice and bake. Yeah. They're adorable. However, most people won't do that. So this is a good option for that. All right. We want to hit a few more products that we love from the show. This one is the one that I actually, as soon as I got home, I went to go look for it because they said that it was in stores. And lo and behold, it was in my Sprouts. It was an Elmhurst Maple Walnut Barista Milk. And I'm like,
So
walnut milk. Okay,
Oh my gosh,
that's
it's
interesting.
So good. So
Oh my God, walnut milk is so good. And this like touch of maple with it is just like, oh.
Have I ever told you how much I like maple? Like I just
I love
think
maple.
I should tell you how much I love maple. I love maple.
I was with you. Remember when we tried to steal that guy's maple syrup after the show ended? And we're like, do you have any leftover maple syrup? And you're like, where are all the 5-gallon jugs? And he's like, someone took them already. And you're like, heartbroken. So yes, I do know how much you like maple syrup.
No, but I also said I would never have stolen your maple syrup. Like, I know how valuable that is. He goes, thank you so much.
Because you ask.
I asked.
You ask.
And that's
what are you doing with that spare maple syrup?
And then he pulled out this little glass jar of maple syrup and gave it to me. And he's like, I'm going to give this one to you. I'm like, oh, thank you so much.
So
just because you asked. And I use that in my food photography now because it's this beautiful glass jar of maple syrup.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Yeah, it really is. So all you haters out there who steal the plastic jugs of maple syrup, I got a glass jar.
Stealing maple
because I asked
syrup.
Nicely. Exactly.
That's right. Anyway, they're it's very good.
At the opposite end of the drink spectrum is one that you can't even stop making faces about every time I mention it, is the mushroom plant milk.
Gross.
And
it's like it's just not acceptable that they make milk from mushrooms. I think that's disgusting. Okay. I can't.
They make milk from absolutely everything now.
I just milked peas earlier.
Exactly. Soybeans, you did. So
I'm sorry, I just
do
can't.
Your little
I can't
thing with mushrooms. Yeah, I don't know how they
gross.
do it, but it's from Shroom Junkie, and it does not taste like mushrooms. And
then
it's
what does
super
it
healthy.
taste like, Jules?
I don't know. It tastes like milk or whatever. Like I don't even like. I don't like dairy milk, so like I don't like drinking milk. I'm not going to sit and drink any milk. Okay, so when we're talking about this delicious maple walnut barista milk, I'm not drinking it. I'm putting it in my whatever, and it's just it adds.
I had a hot cup of it, and it was delicious.
I'm sure you did, but I'm not going to just sit and drink like a creamy something. I don't like
gross.
doing that.
You're out of here. We're done.
Okay,
we can't be friends. Okay, I'll try it.
Fine,
but I'm not going to support you liking it. How much did you have, and how much like do you? How much do you think that you drank? Like a whole coffee mug full?
I just sat here and said to you, I don't like drinking any milk. Do you think I had a coffee mug of it? No.
But you like tried it on its own.
They give you, the samples they have at Expo. There's little things and I had just a tiny. Okay, like it's acceptable. Like it doesn't taste like mushrooms.
Oh my god, that's so disgusting.
Look, okay, there's a lot of people in the food allergy community who are looking for non-dairy milks.
Yeah, but guess what it's mixed with? Pea protein.
Okay.
So all your peanut people are going to be like, no, thank you.
Okay.
Did it taste like peas? Did it taste like Ripple milk? Did you remember what Ripple tasted like? Ripple's that pea milk?
Yeah, I know what Ripple tastes like. Ripple's very creamy. Okay, listeners, you're missing out right now because Erica's making some faces.
I just think that I don't support it.
Okay, what do you support, Erica?
You know what? I'm
in the milk category.
I'm open to so many things in life, Jules. You want to have your experiences, go with it. I'm open to people doing mushrooms. I'm not open to people drinking mushroom milk. I just think that is, we have crossed the line. If you make cauliflower milk, that's the only thing that's next. It's the only thing that's next. What else is next, Jules?
Okay, I will also not support cauliflower milk.
Okay. At least we're in it together. So when it comes in the market next year, we know what we're going to say.
On the cauliflower milk. Okay. I'm not doing cauliflower milk. Okay? Meet you on that.
Oh my god, I just love
Okay. All right. You know what? We cannot close this episode without talking about Dandies. I love the fact that Dandies finally did what they've been promising me personally. They only did it for me.
Just for Jules.
Just for me, that they would make their marshmallow fluff.
Mm-hmm.
Vegan marshmallow fluff finally came out, and it was all that and a bag of fluff. It was So good. So good. And we have a video of how good it was.
I've been sampling that over the years, and every year they come with a different R&D and how they can make it a little bit more shelf stable and a little bit more like texture wise. And this year is like, you have it. We are ready. So
yes.
I can't wait for them to do it.
So good. So good. And they also released jumbo marshmallows just in time for roasting marshmallow season and s'mores.
I think that may be a seasonal product for s'mores time, but it is a fantastic vegan marshmallow to use for s'mores. They're jumbo, like what actually real marshmallows are like. So you got some choices now.
And the video that we're going to show you, I think, is hilarious and insightful in a couple of reasons. You can see the interview that I have there with the guy from Dandies, which is fun. But also you can just see what a complete disaster it is being on the show floor at Expo, because in the middle of the interview, somebody walks up and tries to freaking steal the Dandies, like, out of the interview. And he's like, I'm using that for my interview right now. Like... Some woman walks up, tries to take the fluff, and he's like, no.
Out of all the products to take, this is the one that I need right now.
Yeah. No. Hey everybody, Jules from GF Jules here, and I am at the Dandies booth at Expo West, and I have Ryan Howard. You and I have talked before, Ryan, and you have threatened me with this new product release for how many years now?
It's been about 2 years.
Yeah, and I am really excited about it, and I am so happy because I just tasted it, and I am not somebody who eats marshmallow fluff from the jar, but I am now a fan. So tell me about it.
Yeah, so marshmallow fluff is real big in the Northeast, and it's something that was a natural line extension, but it's not that straightforward. A lot of nuance in there, and we had to figure that out, so it took a couple of years. I think we've done it. So
oh my God, creamy and delicious. I am a fan.
And making a fluffer nutter with it is really magical.
Yeah.
It's great
and
product.
fudge. Like my mom's fudge recipe.
I need that for my interview I'm doing right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is Expo West, right? It's madness. Anyway, so tell us about the ingredients.
So this is totally allergen-free, corn syrup-free. Egg is the big one that's in regular fluff, and obviously we have none of that in there. Non-GMO Project verified, and more importantly than anything else, just crazy delicious.
Yeah, super creamy.
Super awesome.
All right, and one more great new product that you've got for us.
Yeah, so this is fun. This is our camper size, our big marshmallow.
It's huge.
They're really, really big. So we did this branding around like campers, and they're 8 in a bag. It's a ton of fun. Not too many, not too little. You know.
Love it.
Roast up real nice. Make some giant s'mores. Mm-hmm. No one's mouth is that big, but it'll be a lot
Definitely
of fun.
Not mine.
And these will be out in May and available for
the summer. Yeah, fantastic. Well, keep the product innovations going. We're super psyched about it, and love to have you on the show floor. It's good to talk to you again.
It's good to see you again.
All right, thanks a bunch.
Awesome.
Okay, bye-bye. So,
did you get to try this?
Which one?
The Bobos?
Yeah.
I totally missed it, and I'm so pissed.
Yeah, I made it by their booth at the very last minute, and I tell you, I was really upset because I have friends at Bobos, and I kept walking by to go see my friends at Bobos, and they weren't there, and so I didn't ever taste anything at the booth because I was waiting to taste it when my friends were there, and so I made it at the very last minute on the last day, and they still weren't there, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna taste the stuff that they have, like what's new, whatever. And what's new, which was amazing, was this PB&J that they had, and I was like, okay, whatever, everything, I just feel like everything at Bobo's tastes the same. It tastes like an oat bar or whatever, and I taste this PB&J that they have. No, it tastes, I don't know how they did it. It tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I can't even tell you. I can't.
Is it like their toaster? Do you remember when they launched their toaster strudels, like without the icing on them, like their Pop-Tarts or whatever?
Yeah, because
those are pretty good. Yeah, but they were pretty. They tasted the same.
Yeah, they still tasted kind of the same.
Yeah.
This didn't taste oaty either. It tastes. it really tasted like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, not like made with Wonder Bread, but like, you know, it tasted very peanut butter and jelly, and it was, you know, in this sort of concise package that you could portable, you know, kind of thing that you could just carry with you. I mean, I would totally buy it. It was really, really good and very evocative of that childhood memory we all have of PB&J. It was heavy on the, you know, the filling, which was great. I love like a PB&J that has extra peanut butter and jelly in the middle, and it was like that. I think they really nailed it. And
that's such a bummer that I did not get to try it, because everyone's like, these are the best. I'm like, I didn't even know that they I didn't know that they launched until 2 days after Expo West, and I'm going through people's photos. I'm like, what did I miss? Are you sure they had it at the booth? Yeah, no, I just beelined it and didn't even see it.
Yeah, no, it was a really good find. I was really pleased with it, so definitely check it out. And they are assuring me that they have transitioned fully back to the Purity Protocol oats.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely a good one. And the last thing that I have, this freaking Wholesome brand. And they have freaking
this freaking Wholesome brand.
Yeah,
so freaking wholesome.
They're freaking wholesome. I don't know what. Did you know this brand before?
No, I still kind of don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what to say about them, because I was like, where have they been this whole time? I think they're from the Middle East, and they have these like energy balls and different stuff like that, which are good. And everything, but the thing that I could not get over was these dates that they had that were filled with almond butter and caramel almond filled dates. And peanut butter. I was hoarding these. Like they're literally it is what it says. It's a date that has like almonds in it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you can see that.
I've seen it, and I'm looking at the Amazon page right now. It is
so good.
Yeah.
And it's made in Dubai. I'm sorry for the noise.
But that's where dates come from, right? I mean, California and Dubai.
California and Dubai, sure. And it's got literally dates, almonds, cocoa butter. That's it. Like, and it's so creamy, so delicious, so amazing. I mean, if you want something sweet and yet like you get the peanut butter taste to it, and it's not chocolate. Oh my gosh. I was blown away. I was like, what? I need to know why we haven't like met before.
Can I tell you a little story? Can I tell you a little story?
Tell me.
Do you know that Dubai makes a hell of a lot of dates? Dates play an important part in the agriculture of the region. There are more than 400 varieties of date in the United Arab Emirates, and date production makes up the majority of fruit and vegetable farming in the UAE.
Wow.
So yes, do dates come from Dubai? Yes, they do.
Yes,
and
they
California,
do.
but yes, Dubai. Interesting.
Yes.
Huh.
Well,
that sounds amazing.
I loved these.
Can you get them here in the U.S.? Well, obviously on Amazon.
It's a new product. This one is new. They've had this other one before. These are like these balls or whatever that they have, or like these bites that I think they may even have chocolate. These are just samples that are unmarked.
I'm reading so much stuff about dates.
Yeah, I love dates.
Dubai.
Dates in Dubai.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Who knew? Who knew? Visit Dubai, a guide to the superfood dates. There's 40 million date palms in UAE.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Sure. Okay, so
the more you know.
Rainbow, the more you know.
Rainbow swipe.
No.
I have two things left. And then I want to go home.
Okay.
I am home. I just want to go home.
I want to go crawl in my bed with my cat.
Two things. DB's has, and I had samples. Where do you think they went? Jules, pray tell, who ate all my samples of this?
Matt.
Yeah, a little bit. So DB sent me home with amazing fruit pops, which are so great. You can get them on Amazon because they're not cold or anything. You freeze them. They're just, it literally just looks like floppy juice in them. Put them in the freezer and they're just like fruit pops. It's like Otter Pops or whatever. But they made a new non-dairy gelato version. Same thing, which is like put them in the freezer and then you have like non-dairy gelato pops. Oh my God, they're so good. And DB's is so good. And I love DB's so much. And I'm so mad that he ate them all. But I think you can buy them online. But now I'm just pissed that he took all my samples. But he's like, these are so good. And he had like 3 a day. And I'm like, are there any left? And he's like, no, I ate them all. And I'm like, 3 a day. It's a lot. I mean, that probably isn't the serving size. He's pretty extreme with any samples, which is why I hide so many things.
He has a really good metabolism, that Matt.
Good for him. Also, another brand that I love, which we probably talked about before, which is Minimalist. MNMLST.
Their packaging is so sleek.
So sexy. Peach pie filling. So before they had mayo, and I'm like, vegan mayo. This is amazing vegan mayo. I love it. Such clean label.
Expensive though.
They made pie filling.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you made me go to their booth and taste the pie filling. It was
the pie filling will knock your socks off.
I think that's exactly what you said before. You said you need to go to this booth and taste it because the pie filling will knock your socks off. And then you shook your head like that. Did that thing with your head. Yeah.
So I went to my Sprouts yesterday and guess what they had? Pie filling. They do not have the pecan pie filling because nobody's making pecan pies in the summer in Phoenix. I mean, I'd probably eat it just out of the jar.
Yeah. That's what you would do with the pie filling at the booth. That's how they served it.
Totally.
Like with spoons.
So this is their peach pie filling, and this is $8.99. Yes, it's a lot, but it's very good. So shush. Peaches, pineapple. Ooh, this will be fun to try. Sugar, water, tapioca starch, jasmine tea extract, sea salt, and cinnamon. And yes, you can make this yourself, but who has time? Oh, this is so delicious. And I literally love this company. They're certified gluten-free. Oh my God, they're so good. And I will tell you, I don't know if like the peach pie filling is really going to knock my socks off, but that pecan pie filling, I will never, ever, ever make my own pecan pie filling again. It was so good. And they have mayo and ketchup and in Sprouts, they had like 10 SKUs. They had all these like Caesar salad and balsamic and all this other stuff. So
Caesar
good for
salad.
them. Yeah, vegan Caesar salad.
Like a dressing.
Yes.
Okay.
Like balsamic vinegar dressing. The dressing's not Caesar salad pie filling because
that would be awkward.
That'd be interesting. You could if you wanted to. Who knows? You do.
Sweet and savory all in one.
And then they had another pie filling, which I think is like another fruit based. But yeah, and it was on like the brand new to Sprouts shelf, and I'm like, yes. So I'm so excited to get this in. Well, how do you know that you're depressed, Erica? I don't know. Right, this entire jug of peach pie filling by myself with my own bare hands and just like this out of the jar
and I had
in my bed.
Chips for breakfast.
And I had chips for breakfast.
So I have a few things that I noticed as themes this year. Because, you know, when you step back from Expo, you always just sort of say, okay, these are the big things that I saw at Expo.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've seen things in the different categories we covered. But did you see any broad categories of like, oh, this is definitely everybody's doing this year? Anything like that you wanted to comment on?
I mean, so major themes are upcycling.
Yep.
Huge. And just trying to do like more of the feel good stories about feeding farmers and taking care of the people in which you source your agriculture from. We talked about that today with Amazi. There was a brand called, I think, Good Farmer or something that does macadamia nuts. That was so good. Everyone is like, hey, all you people who have been exploited before in the past, we're actually going to highlight you and raise you up and pay you living wages. So that's huge.
And there's now an upcycled food association that's certifying.
Yes, which is awesome. For me personally, it's oats and everything, which sucks. Everything is being turned into something else. So puffs were the new thing last year and they're still going strong. Sticks, like these churros and this anything straight, the from the ground up or whatever, started doing like veggie sticks. So we're going back to that because veggie sticks used to be the only thing that we had 10 years ago. Now they're doing veggie sticks again. So in new kind of formats, extruded formats. Everything else is just like the rage of Asian flavors and unique like kimchi and strong Asian flavors without having to like be like, oh, that's too much for mainstream. It's like, no. Mainstream is now getting these traditional flavors from Asia of all different types and varieties. And that's been super hot. Like right now, everyone's doing some sort of hot sauce. I don't know what is the word that I'm looking for.
Sriracha?
No. Gochujang.
Oh,
gochujang was I think last year, but I think there's other varieties of hot peppers being used that are more like becoming more mainstream palated, like available in your Whole Foods, available in your grocers that are not specialty grocers. And then of course, mushrooms won't go away. So that's I think that's disgusting.
Won't go away.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
We don't want them to go away. They're even in milk.
I love mushrooms, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
In my stir fry.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want it in my milk.
That's fair. Well, so I agree with you on all of those points. I had them in my brain as well. I also would add to that the twin points of sustainability and transparency as well. And then along the same lines with mushrooms, I would say just the components of the mushrooms, the adaptogens, right?
Oh my God, yes.
You know, everybody's touting adaptogens. We have adaptogens in this, that, and the other thing, largely from mushrooms and other herbal medicines, and superfoods were huge. That was another big thing that is not going away. Superfoods, you know, they're in everything. And
yeah, but I don't know. I mean, something like some moringa, which is a big superfood, which is great. I actually talked about it in the pineapple, the Amazi snacks. Moringa was in everything about 6 years ago, and everyone could not stop talking about moringa. Moringa is the new kale. Moringa is the new everything. Well, guess what? Moringa is subtly in things now, and nobody touts its benefit as a superfood. So I feel like everything has these cycles of like 5 or so years.
Absolutely.
And like maybe adaptogens are going to go away because golden milk was so hot.
Oh God.
Remember that?
Because it had what in it?
Turmeric.
Thank you. Yes.
Turmeric.
No, not the tuma.
It's not the tuma.
No. And remember coffee a few years ago? Everything was in coffee was in absolutely everything. Yeah, no, everything goes in cycles. Absolutely. But mushrooms are definitely having their moment right now. But I was pleased to see so many more brands releasing plant-based cheeses. There were so many new companies out with new plant-based cheeses.
And plant-based meats that were
plant-based meats
that were free from gluten, because that's huge. Like the dairying thing, I can't get over it. I can't get over how good those were, you know? Like before the butcher, yum, you know?
Yeah, totally. And the ones made from mushrooms, like meaty.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that at Sprouts, and I was just there the other day picking up my giant thing.
Did you buy some?
I didn't. I don't know. I have to.
You know, Matt would be down for trying that.
Not after I served it to him, he'd be like, "Oh, okay." But before, I don't think he would be into it.
Okay, well, you know, obviously know him better than I do.
Do I? I still offer him things, and then he eats them. You know, I feel like I should know better by now.
I don't know. Well, the last thing that I noticed that we haven't talked about at all, because it's, you know, there's not really any space for it anymore in this. We've beaten this whole expo horse, but mocktails. To me, I saw mocktails absolutely everywhere in Expo this year, which was interesting. That's, you know, riding the wave of that, which you could
the alcohol-free revolution. Absolutely. And I think it's great. There's so many more Ritual. Oh my God, Ritual's so good. God, all their zero proof stuff, which are all gluten-free, which is so nice because you cannot find a gluten-free whiskey to save your life, or a gluten-free alcohol-free whiskey. They're doing incredible things, and you can really
like that brand too.
Enjoy the the concept of cocktails without having all the alcohol in it. But yeah, that's a big one, and we'll see how long it lasts. I hope that it's more than just a trend, and we're more being adaptable towards those who choose to live a sober lifestyle and not making it such a big deal, but also having them be involved in the fun instead of just having them have a soda. Like, no, we want you to have a mocktail of this, or like alcohol-free cocktail.
Cans of non-alcoholic gin and tonic in my refrigerator that I brought home from Mexico. Like interesting stuff like that it's more than just I'm the DD, whatever. So that's kind of fun too. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting one that we saw lots of this year at Expo as well. So anyway, it was a really good show. Was blessed to be able to,
it was a
go.
Great show. Great show.
Nice. It's nice that it was back, like in full force after the pandemic. So it was nice to see so many friends and to be back again. So it was a good show. Lots of
Can't wait for Expo East.
I know. It's not that far away.
That's terrifying. Don't say that. I need a nap. I'm going to take this and just lay down to bed with it.
And snuggle with your pie filling.
Snuggle with my pie filling. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for listening. And if you have any questions or interested in any more of these products, we will be dropping links in the show notes. And obviously, feel free to reach out to either Erica or me if you have questions or comments, or if you love or hate any of these things. We would love to hear from you.
Tell me about how you feel about shroom milk, everyone. Tell me your true thoughts on shroom milk, because I would love to know, though. It's not just me that thinks it's weird.
Do you think cauliflower belongs in everything or not? We would love to hear from you on that.
Quick question. Do you like the smell of cauliflower farts? Q&A. All right, thanks. This has been You've Had Me at E, and we look forward to enticing your ear holes for the next episode. So see you then.